Morning, guys. This is important. We all eat food. We all love food. We celebrate with food. We crave food. We get hungry if we don't eat food. So, what is actually food and why do you have to eat food? Does plants eat food? No, because we need energy to maintain our body, make urine, heart pumping, breathing, and all that. We need energy. The energy comes from this. So basically, we break the carbon-carbon bond. That release energy. We trap that energy in ATP and we use it. So basically, it is all about energy. There are some fungus who can even break the bond between inorganic compound and get the energy. They don't eat food in the way we eat food. Now, there are three fundamental functions when I think quality of food is concerned. There are many, but I'm just talking about the spiritual level, happiness level. I'm not going there. As a doctor, as a gastroenterologist who is heavily invested and passionate about nutrition and food and the pleasure and all that, once I start eating, suppose I'm a lion or animal like in the forest or jungle, like a free animal, not like a domestic cat, or will I stop eating when I had enough, or would I go on eating? And there are a few factors that I can camouflage into this food that will break the hunger satiety cycle. So good food is you eat, you feel full. And to have that, you need certain stuff in your food, which I don't have time to cover now, but I will mention omega-3 fatty acids and some of the proteins. So you stop, you don't carry on eating. And the other thing is the volume of the food you're eating, because your stomach will also give you a signal that I'm full, intestine is full, etc. That space perception. So if you eat food like crisps or this, they are very tiny volume. Whereas if you eat vegetables and particularly chunky stuff like proteins, then your stomach feels I'm full. So always start your eating with vegetables first, then protein, lastly carbohydrate. Okay, we need everything. There is no food group which you can demonize. And I love everything, so I cannot be double standard. So all I want you to know what is what, and then you decide which percentage, like 20%, 15%, I can afford to have food which is not good or not so good compared to others, and then still I can balance because I do other stuff. So first, is it making me full? Is it causing satiety rather than me hungering every now and again and sugar drops and sugar up? Second, what is the insulin response? Because if we want to be healthy, we do not need our insulin to be high level all the time. We want our insulin to be only high when food comes and insulin goes up. It brings the blood sugar down to a good level. Whenever we eat food, whatever your blood sugar are, at the baseline before eating food, it'll go up. It'll go up and then gradually it will come down. So this is the speed of going up, and the speed of coming down is very important. If it goes up like this and come down like that, it invariably will go down, and then at this point you are going to crave. So the problem with carbohydrates, pure carbohydrates, which is so-called healthy food, is that it spikes your sugar level like none of this can. Yeah, we know that fat, predominantly vegetable, although this vegetable has got some carbs, a lot of carb probably, but it has got fibers. When you ingest carb with fibers and also less carb and more fiber compared to that, although you may call brown, but this is way inferior to this in terms of the fiber carbohydrate ratio, then your insulin levels, sugar level spikes up, insulin level spikes up. My wife apparently was advised by a nutrition coach that, oh, maybe your fat is stubborn fat and that's why it is not melting. What a bullshit is that? There's nothing called stubborn fat. Yes, it is more difficult for the females to lose fat because their body gives them a signal that you need to get pregnant. That's an ancient DNA signal. So whenever a woman goes on a calorie restricted diet, they suffer more, like emotionally, mentally, compared to a guy, because their genetic makeup is get fat because you're going to be pregnant, you're going to feed your fetus. So it is difficult. But there's nothing called stubborn fat. All you need to do to lose fat is to bring your insulin level down while eating. You cannot starve or prolong fast to bring your insulin level down. Yeah, it will, but then your life will be miserable. So I suggest you bring your insulin level down if you want to lose fat by avoiding high glycemic food and eating more low glycemic food. Now, don't think this is low glycemic food. Yes, maybe it is low glycemic compared to a piece of white bread or a bagel, probably because it's got probably slightly more fibers. But believe me, eat a bowl of this thing, and have your blood sugar measured. So this is a thing that I wore just to see what's happening. I'm not diabetic. I was given this by one of our diabetic nurses because the company wanted to try out, I think it's probably new CGM, continuous glucose monitor. And I saw some amazing stuff. I had an ice cream and my blood sugar went up, but all okay. And I had a bowl of this and my blood sugar went up above the cutoff to the diabetic range and come down. I said, what's going on? So how a particular sugar or particular food will be handled is entirely variable, even in identical twins, because of the microbiome, the gut bacteria. If the gut bacteria is favorable, you may eat junk and not be affected. And you all see these people, they eat everything and anything, and we are jealous of them, and we eat a little bit of something and we are getting big. What's the deal? So what causes the microbiome to deteriorate? This, or even this so-called healthy mango. I am addicted to mango, but they will use stuff, preservative, sulfur dioxide. What does the preservative do? It increases shelf life. To increase shelf life, normally manufacturer will strip away the fibers and add some preservative, emulsifier. What is an emulsifier? It's nothing but soap. So it degrades the mucin layer, the mucus layer, which protects our gut. So if this is a gut like a tube, it is covered with a thin layer of mucus to protect it, because inside is a host of food, chemicals, toxins, bacteria, good, bad, ugly. Our job is to allow the friendlies and keep the uglies out. But if you erode the mucus layer by giving preservatives, which our ancestors never had, we bought food. My mother, our grandmother used to cook it, chop it up, cook it. There was no refrigerator and there is no microwave. Sorry, that's not microwave. This is a microwave. So you're freezing it and then heating it up. When you're freezing, all the water particles inside the cell, these are all living creatures, right? They have got cells. The water particle inside this will freeze. And then when you thaw it or heat it up, it expands. It denatures the cell structure. So it kind of destroys the inherent beauty of it. So if you chop it up, cook it, and then you can have good health. But there's a compromise, because the advertisement from this ready-made food companies were that we will liberate the woman from the kitchen. Are we liberated? Maybe yes. Now the husband and wife, they're both doing work, sort of shuttling the babies from football to drama to this. Yes, our life got busier, but what is happening in our health? Now 35% of the Americans are overweight, and we in UK are closely following them. Even Eastern countries, Asian countries, they're fast catching up with the Western food habit and the fast life. Fast life means we want everything like this. I don't have time to cook this. Let's open something, heat it up and eat it. Oh, I don't have any time. Let's just order some food on Zomato, or maybe just go to the nearest takeaway shop Friday. I do that too. I love food cooked in restaurants. Although there are some restaurants, in fact, there are most restaurants, I can improve their food, both in terms of nutrition and in terms of the way they present it and the flavor of it, because I'm obsessed with cooking and good food. For me, cooking is relaxation. Cooking is meditation. I don't know whether you know or not, Bill Gates, one of the world's wealthiest person, his meditation is washing the dish. So we all have got some crazy stuff, but this is a stuff that I connect with my family. I connect with my friends. So I read a lot about all this stuff, how we can make not so good tasting food tasty. So again, recap. First, is it making me full, satiety? Second, is it disturbing my microbiome? Sorry, I didn't say that. The second thing was, is it causing insulin spike? And the third, which I just briefly touched upon, has it got preservative in it? Their names are very chemically, like C2391. If you look at the composition, and is that killing my microbiome? And if it is, then I will eat it knowing that, okay, I'm eating something which I should not eat a lot. At the same time, we have to be practical and pragmatic. Like, I will take this whey powder on the go, before gym, before running, etc., after running. So that whey powder definitely has got some preservative. And some won't even tell you what they have put in to make the shelf life go up. Green tea, CLA, flaxseed, all good stuff, L-carnitine extract. Where is the actual stuff? Doesn't say. But you'd expect that it has got some kind of preservative. In old days, the athletes, they used to just take, do you know what they used to take? They used to take nuts, chickpeas, sprout chickpeas, and honey, and raisins, and chana. Chana is curdled milk. So basically you heat up the milk, you squeeze the lemon, make it curdle, and then you eat that. Apparently you can access all the good stuff from the milk much faster. And this is nothing but same stuff. It's whey. Whey means the water that comes out after you curdle the milk. My mother used to say, don't throw away the water bit. Water bit is very healthy. So they make this expensive. These are very expensive, particularly in India. I think people are spending so much money on this. Now, as I said, I'm also spending money. Am I not? I'm taking this every day, like most days, and easy access to protein. But I'm also focusing on more natural protein. So these are the mainstay, should be mainstay of your protein. Particularly if you are omnivorous, like you eat vegetables, you eat animal products as well. And those who say that it's cruelty to animal, what about cruelty to plants? Plants are living, because they are not moving. You think, we can chop them off, we can eat them off. So philosophical level, whenever we eat another life, we eat another life. That's the bottom line. Now, I know some will say, we're eating the fruit, we are not killing the whole tree, we are eating the bit of the plant. That's fine, but at the end of the day, you are eating a living bit. So be respectful to your food, and try to be as wholesome as possible. So the whole fish rather than a part fish. Okay? Would you think about half egg? No. Oh, by the way, always soak it in the water, because sometimes the outside can be dangerous. Whole chicken rather than part chicken, and brine it in water, clean it up. Do not throw away the skin. Skin has got a lot of healthy stuff in it. Fat under the skin, this is healthy. The fat from the red meat, not so healthy. Anyway, so I'm going to sign off. Remember, the gist is vegetable first, rainbow vegetable, but you need to learn how to cook it. Vegetables are yucky, barring few vegetables. Second, protein, a lot of protein, 1 gram per pound of your body weight, more if you are recovering from illness. Third, good fat. Good fats, butter, proper butter, ghee, which is clarified butter, one of the highest concentration of short chain fatty acid, extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, and use of seed oils, which can be pro-inflammatory, like sesame oil, sunflower oil, mustard oil, minimum. At least try to keep it minimum. And it's worth 50 quid just for 10 days. See what happens to your blood sugar when you just go takeaways one day, lots of sugar one day, very good food one day, and see how the graph of your blood sugar goes. So on a healthy food, your blood sugar will be like this. And on a bad food will be like, and then gradually with more and more of this, your insulin level will go up and stay up. And high insulin is really pro-inflammatory, even carcinogenic, they say. So that's it. See how much of this you can do. Oh, before I go, this is good because you increase the shelf life, but not by not adding preservative, but pickling it. It's ancient tradition. I love this. Have a nice day.